And we are back with another What's for Dinner video. Simple What's for Dinner video. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. And if you like videos like this where we just kind of go through simple and quick dinners that you can whip up with minimal ingredients from scratch, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. If you are OG here, you would know that I used to batch cook a lot. And I still do, but in a different way. So I will cook one night with my family, and then usually we'll eat the leftovers the next night. But I'm not cooking for the entire week. The pandemic changed everything, and as much as I would love to bring the batch cooking videos back right now, it's going to have to wait because everything has changed. Our schedule has changed. We're all home. Things are just really different. So it's not really feasible to do batch cooking the way I used to do. But I still like to cook, and I'm really enjoying doing it during the weeknights. Now, when I make these videos, my family is usually out, hubby's out with the boys just playing basketball or doing something together. However, we do like to do this together. And this is my broccoli cheddar chicken soup recipe, which is a family favorite. It is always requested by my boys. They're constantly asking me if we can have broccoli cheddar soup every single night. As a matter of fact, when I used to do my batch cooking videos, they used to say, "Mom, please, can you make broccoli cheddar soup again?" And I'm like, I need to have a new recipe for batch cooking. And then I just kind of said, you know what? If that's what the boys want, and it's not sort of, I guess, Instagram or YouTube worthy, I'm just going to make it happen. And that's what I'm doing here. But I'm also going to be able to share with you how simple it is, and how minimal it is, and how homemade and delicious it is. I'm going to share with you the minimal, simple ingredients. Super easy. You're going to need butter. I always have butter on hand. I even buy extra when it's on sale, and I'll freeze it. You're going to need cream cheese. You can also use heavy cream if you want, but I just prefer cream cheese because I like the way it melts into the vegetables, so I really like that. You're going to use some diced onion. I already diced about a quarter of an onion. It looks a lot more than that on camera, but it's about a quarter. About 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You don't have to add garlic, but I like the way, obviously, garlic and onion tastes in most meals. You're going to need some chicken stock. Now, I want to show you, you can use something like this this is the Kirkland Signature chicken stock. Now, I do have this in my long-term pantry, my food storage, just because it lasts, lasts a while. I wouldn't say it's not like shelf stable for 5 years, but it definitely lasts a while. I have it until, I think it's the end of this year, it'll expire. I did use it for something, and then I froze half of it. So I only used about half of it or 3/4 of it, and I froze the rest. You can always do that if you use this kind of chicken stock. Don't be afraid to put the cap back on and freeze it. But I do make my own chicken stock, and I actually make it with the bones and the skin of a rotisserie chicken. You could do that with a whole chicken. If you roast it in your oven, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and make your own chicken stock. And then I freeze it directly in these reusable jars. These are just jars from Trader Joe's or wherever you get spaghetti or olives. I think this was like cherry peppers. You can reuse a lot of jars, but the key, and I get this question a lot, they say, "Kim, how do you do that? Doesn't it break?" And it does. And I've had it break before. I've had them break. So when you freeze, make sure you leave a really good amount of space. This is about 1 inch. So definitely give yourself some space to let everything that you put in here expand. It's really important for you to leave space for expansion because if not, it will crack. And I've had that happen. I've also rummaged around my freezer and dropped some of these, and it's not fun when glass breaks. So if you are going to use glass, just be really careful. However, it is really convenient and extra delicious when you can make your own chicken stock. Super easy. You just throw that in with maybe whatever veggie scraps you have, like celery or carrots or onions. Yeah, and you could just make your own chicken stock. It's super easy. I also use this frozen broccoli from Costco. It's really easy to use. You can microwave it or you can just put it in the Instant Pot and cook it up. And then I actually use chicken in a can from Costco. A lot of people in my grocery haul say, "What do you use this for?" I use it exactly for this. I will also drain it and save the chicken stock and make chicken salad. You can make chicken wraps. You can do a lot of things with this. So this is always going to be a really good thing to have on hand. It's just good to have in your long-term pantry storage or for something like this, a quick meal. Now, if I already had chicken that I had made the night before from, say, a roasted chicken or a rotisserie chicken, I would just use that. I don't, so I'm just going to use this, and it makes my life a lot easier because it's quick. But again, if you have fresh chicken or chicken that you've made the night before, that's great. And just a real quick note on batch cooking. This technically is batch cooking because I'm going to make a big batch and then I'm going to be able to share it tomorrow for leftovers. And my kids could eat this all week for lunch, dinner, probably even breakfast. They absolutely love it. Now, when it comes to seasonings, these are the seasonings that I like to use. I'm kind of almost out of my real salt. This is the one that I really like to use. You'll see I use it a lot. It's the organic seasoned salt by Real Salt. I absolutely love this. It tastes like ramen, but I did find a couple if you do have a Trader Joe's near you. The onion salt and the vegan chickenless seasoning salt is really good. It tastes very similar to this, but the reason why I use it is because it gives it that ramen noodle soup or that soup flavor. I don't know how to explain it. I just really like these two. So if you have any of these or a Trader Joe's near you, definitely use those. You can also just use salt and pepper. So don't stress if you don't have that. Maybe use salt, pepper, onion salt, a little bit of garlic salt. You know, just work with what you have. You could just use salt and pepper. Like I said, I always add a little bit of the freshly ground pepper, and it's simple. It's literally like, how many ingredients is this? Super simple. I just have a few extra jars here because I want to use these up and I'm making a double batch. But technically it's onion, garlic, butter, cream cheese, stock, and some chicken, and you're good to go. So this is going to be a family favorite. Your family's going to, for those of you guys who, I'm telling you, for those of you guys who have made this, you know. One more thing that I don't have on here, it's actually in my refrigerator, is shredded cheese. You're going to want to use a shredded cheese, either a Colby Jack or a sharp cheddar. It's going to make it super delicious, but I don't put that in until the very end. You can also top it with Parmesan cheese. It tastes amazing. Now, my family likes to eat this with egg noodles. I like to just have it as a soup with a little bit of keto crackers or keto bread. It is keto low carb if you are on a keto low carb diet, so it's amazing. It's delicious. You're going to love it. This is the best recipe that I have in my family menu. I'm telling you, everyone asks for it, everyone loves it, and we can eat it for days. One quick thing, if you haven't seen this on Amazon, definitely grab one of these if you are using an Instant Pot. This is a great way to store your leftovers. And I just put it on top here. Boom. You can take this inner pot out and you can put all of your leftovers right in the fridge with a seal, which keeps leftovers way better than just, you know, putting them in there with saran wrap. I used to use like saran wrap or aluminum foil, but this thing is going to be bomb. So go ahead and grab yourself one. I'll be sure to link it below, but definitely grab one if you have an Instant Pot. I get a lot of questions on how to use the Instant Pot because a lot of people are scared of the pressure cooker. By the way, I don't really use the pressure cooker that much, and you can use it for this recipe, but if you have the time, go ahead and use the slow cook. This thing takes the place of a million different things, like a rice cooker, slow cooker, and all that. But I just start with the saute feature right here. You'll see I put in about 2 tablespoons of butter and my onions. I'm just going to saute it, bring it to a nice kind of browning. Then I'm going to throw in my garlic. And it's super easy. I mean, this recipe doesn't get any easier. Once I do that, I go ahead and I put in my broccoli, saute it all up together, throw in the cream cheese, throw in the stock, let it cook on high pressure for about 8 minutes. But again, if you have slow cook, go ahead and slow cook it. And then that's pretty much it. Once it's finished with that, you just put in your chicken and your cheese. You cook it for a few more minutes, either on a saute or slow cook. It's super easy. Okay, that's it. That is the soup. I'm going to put this on high pressure for about 8 minutes. And I do have a few chunks of ice, only because I could have done a better job defrosting, but so is life. I'm going to put this lid on. I'm going to put it on sealing for about 8 minutes. Like I said, sealing is just this little feature here. I'm going to take it off of saute and go ahead and put it on manual 8. It's already ready for me. And then that's it. I'll add in the chicken and the cheese when I'm done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is broccoli cheddar soup. I'll season it when I'm done. It's so good and it's so easy. So definitely put this on your menu. Okay, just remove the top of the Instant Pot and I added just a little splash of heavy cream. It's looking really good. Now I'm going to put in my chicken and my cheese, season it up, and dinner will be ready. Oh, so good. These are the noodles my kids like to have with it, and my husband will sometimes eat them, but normally he'll just have soup and some of the keto bread or some crackers with me. It has everything you need in it, and it kind of just hits the spot. Once I add in the cheese, it's about a half a cup of cheese. You can do as much cheese or as little cheese as you want. I will go ahead and put it on saute again and just kind of let it simmer. The chicken doesn't really need to cook and the cheese doesn't have to overcook or anything like that. I'll just kind of let it simmer and saute for probably, I'd say, another 5 minutes or so. You could use a little xanthan gum if you are keto. If you're not keto, you can do like a little cornstarch to thicken it, but I like to have it really brothy like this. And my kids like it that way as well because they like to have a lot of broth with their noodles. Here we are, it is finished. You'll see here chunks of chicken, chunks of broccoli. You can use a hand blender if you want. I like it where I still have chunks of broccoli, but I have also some more emulsified pieces. I topped it with a little bit of cheddar cheese. It is so, so good. Definitely give this recipe a try. Definitely let me know if you try it, and also let me know if there's any specific recipes that you have that you like to make on a quick weeknight that you can double batch and you can just kind of eat on for a couple of days with your family. If you like this video, definitely give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Again, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one.